for the next episode. Can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snap shoes off, no remote control. I'm ready for the next episode.
Hi, guys. Welcome to next episode with your host, Niq.
And Jess.
And today we're going to be talking about the Netflix show Sirens. So I'm going to be honest and tell you initially when this show came out and I saw the name of it, I was really, really excited. And then like when I read the description and found out like it was not like a science fiction fantasy show, I was like, and I never watched it.
So, okay, same, but I didn't read the description. I just pressed play and started watching it, and I was waiting for the magic for so long. Any minute now. And then while the show was interesting and enjoyable, there's a part of me that was like, when is she going to lure sailors to their death? Like, when's she going to start singing and pushing them over this cliff?
I'm actually thankful that you suggested that I watch the show because I actually did enjoy it. And it was very different than what I even thought it would be. But man, I did not realize how badly I wanted like a modern mythical story until that show was not it.
Right. Same. Like I'm like after I got over my initial letdown, and it's still a couple episodes. I was still at any moment they're gonna reveal that she's magical. At any moment they're gonna reveal that Kiki is magical. After I got over my initial letdown that Kiki was not a magical siren, I did enjoy the show. It was very interesting.
It's the thing, like thematically, honestly, it was very different than a lot of shows that we've seen. Like I'm trying to think of a show that it compares to, and I really cannot think of one. Like they really, really take like a really close look at like the effects of trauma, the effects of like grief, and what like how do you move on? Like how are you a member of a family when when your family has traumatized you very deeply? Like how does it affect who you become as a person and what do you owe that family?
Right.
And I just thought, and honestly, it was done in a way that was like kind of really beautiful because the story in and of itself is actually kind of like gritty and heart wrenching, but the visuals,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
stunning visuals. And you
Absolutely.
know what?
And I agree. We talk about these really gritty and difficult themes, and there's a lot going on emotionally with the characters, but you also don't see the abuse, which I actually appreciate.
Absolutely. Thank
hmm
you. Thank you.
Thank you for no flashbacks. Thank you for not seeing it. But we still know that these characters have all been through something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you know what is so funny? The visuals also make you think that something magical is going to happen.
Okay. Okay. So and I agree with you, like that the visuals they feel like almost magical sometimes when it kind of pans into Kiki's face and it seems like she's giving off some sort of magical energy or something like that. But the scene to where I really thought I was like, finally, I'm gonna get my magic was when the sister goes into the bathroom with Kiki, and Kiki is like in the tub and singing to her in the tub. I was like, finally, she needed the water to activate. I should have known.
It did feel, I was
Yep.
honestly, and I knew the show was based in reality before I started watching it. But
Mhm.
during that scene, I was like, wait a minute, did she
Mhm.
hypnotize her or something? But
Right.
tell you, it was things like if you look at the way Kiki dressed, like she
Mhm.
always had on like a flowing dress,
Mhm.
like the top was it was like a lot of one shoulder stuff. And
Yeah.
like the three friends who talked together, like a
Oh my
Greek
goodness.
chorus or like some nymphs or something.
Right. They did seem like that. They absolutely did. And I agree. And okay, so that same scene, she's singing to her in the bathtub. She's getting her to open up almost magically because that's not a girl that opens up. And then it's almost like she hypnotizes her, and then she just appears in the car with I call them the triplets. I know they're not really triplets, but like she appears in the car with the triplets, and they're singing Cardi B, and it is so ethereal. And I'm like, that was good. I do like that. Like even accepting the fact that there's no magic in the show, I really like that. See it in the way that they did it, and I really like the nods to the magical mythical
Yes,
sirens.
like the decor, like there was so much like mythological decor, and the island was gorgeous.
Yes.
The island was so beautiful. The home was so beautiful. And just
Hmm.
like the move, like the way that Kiki moved, it was so like ethereal. It was almost like she floated.
She
And
did.
I honestly felt like maybe I'm like, am I being hypnotized? And am I under her spell? And
Right.
so the story centers on a protege. So Simone, which they say her name differently, and I love the way they say Simone.
Hmm.
But
I always notice that.
I can't, I cannot replicate how they say her name. Her name is Simone, but I promise you, like the way that they say it is different. And I'm particularly Kiki and her husband.
Hmm.
Think I would have to watch it again to see if Devon pronounces it the same way they do. But they
Hmm.
pronounce her name in a slightly different way, and it makes it feel like luxurious and rich and beautiful.
Hmm.
And I cannot do it the way that they do it. But I love when I'm like, the name Simone is fine, but when they said it, I'm like, why is this name so beautiful when they say it?
Hmm.
Is it Simone? I don't know. I can't say how they I'm gonna go back and listen to it. I want you to go back and listen to how
Okay.
Kiki and Peter say her name, and it's different and it's beautiful. So Simone is the protege of a very powerful, wealthy wife. Once again, soft power because she's married to a captain of industry, a man who has
Billionaire.
had generational
Old
wealth,
money.
very, very old money. And her, like, she was before in another life, before she was married to him, she was actually a lawyer. She
Hmm.
left her law practice to become his wife. And she has, like, made it her mission in life to save endangered birds, raptors specifically. She took what was like a small garden club and she turned it into a huge foundation to support these birds. And so she's a high powered woman who does a lot of charity work, is out in the community a lot. So she needs an assistant. So Simone is her assistant. And I don't know if immediately I knew Simone was the main character. Honestly,
Hmm.
I think in the beginning I thought Kiki was the main character. It wasn't until like her sister Devon got to the island that I was like, "Oh, this is Simone's story,
Hmm.
not Kiki's story." And the reason why is because like the show kind of starts like you kind of understand and very quickly learn and understand like Kiki and Simone's relationship. And it is intimate. It's not sexual, but it is intimate.
Hmm. Yeah. Very close. Very close for them to be essentially employee and employer. Yeah. It goes a little it's a little bit too far. They are way too close. Kiki kinda not Kiki, I'm sorry, almost, like, looks up, almost worships her.
Not almost. She absolutely worships her.
Mhm.
Like once you get to know Simone and you know everything that she's been through, understand it's understandable completely for her to worship her the way that she does.
Yeah.
Like like they do yoga together, like they run together, but it's just like they are in like the way that they are in physical proximity to each other. It's like I honestly thought in the beginning, I thought maybe it was there was a cult behavior, honestly.
No, no, it does there's also a cult-like feel around it too, because if either of them have a bad night, they also sleep together,
Mhm.
you know?
Yes, it's too much.
It is too much for
It is too
somebody who's
much.
essentially your boss.
And honestly, I did not understand Kiki's role until the show was over. I'm like, okay, what is Kiki doing?
Mhm.
Is she like built like is she just want to control her? does she really actually care about Simone? I wasn't really sure of the nature of their relationship because when they had conversations about like secrets and the things that Simone wasn't telling Kiki, like for example, Simone had a secret boyfriend and she did not tell Kiki because it was Kiki's husband's best friend, and Simone felt like that situation would be awkward.
Mhm.
She did not tell Kiki like the real reason how her mother died or how her mother died. She didn't tell her the full story until like much later on. She had lied to her about that circumstance.
Mhm.
She had lied to her about something else. I can't remember what
Not
it.
have she didn't tell her she had a sister at all.
They're right. She didn't tell her that she had a sister. And like Kiki, Michaela is her full name, but she's called Kiki for short. Kiki has like a reaction to like finding out these things. And I was like, is she just being controlling? But I don't honestly like once the show is over, I go back and I re-examine things now that I have full information of everything. And I'm like, no, she wasn't being controlling. She honestly really did love Simone.
I don't think that those things are mutually exclusive because I still think she was being controlling. But I do think she loves Simone and she wanted the best for Simone. But she's still being controlling. Because like again, essentially, you are employee and employer. She does not owe you that information about her mother. She doesn't have to tell you that she's a sister. The only thing that I think was a little bit was it wasn't just that Simone didn't tell her she was dating Ethan, that Kiki specifically had a rule that you couldn't date anybody in the that was there for that for the summer, like any of the regulars.
I
That was
think I
a
missed that information.
Yeah, that was a specific rule. So I'm like, okay, so you being upset about her lying about that because one again that was against your house rules. Now when she finds out, she's upset, but she doesn't make it as big a deal as she could because technically she actually broke a rule of her employment.
Oh, okay. I missed that part that it was a
Hmm.
rule.
Yeah, it's a
But to
rule.
me, it seemed like Kiki was upset because she shared a lot with like Simone, and Simone was not sharing back with her. And it was like a break in their intimacy.
Yeah, and I agree with you that that's all that's right. That all of that is accurate, but it still is that a fair, for my employer to expect that of me. But I know they are way beyond employee employer. They consider themselves friends. They're more than friends. I don't even know how to describe it.
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
Well, you know that Kiki wanted a child and
Hmm.
could not have a child.
Yeah.
And I really honestly feel like she took Simone in. And yes, like, but I'm gonna say she groomed her into the woman she wanted her to be.
Hmm.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I really feel like she loved her. I
Me
don't
too.
feel like she had ill intent towards her.
I don't
Now,
either.
but I also agree that their relationship was inappropriate. And if she wanted to have that intimate a relationship with her, she should not be working for her. She should have
Hmm.
just quote unquote adopted her and
Hmm.
treated her like a daughter and brought her into as a daughter.
And I agree. It is for several reasons that it's a more of a mother daughter relationship. I think that's why Simone worships her because she's a mother-like figure to her. Also, because I also wonder, this is one of my theories too, because if at the now I'm gonna skip to the end where we meet, where not where we meet, but where her father comes to the island and he looks at Kiki and then eventually mistakes her for her mother. So I'm wondering if she looks like her mother.
They showed a picture of her mom.
I don't miss that then?
They when I'm trying to think when it happens, like where when it's one of the scenes where
Mhm.
actually at their home in where they from? Buffalo or something like that?
New York.
It's one of those like there's a picture on the mantle and it's the four of them. And
Okay.
I'm
I
pretty
didn't see that.
sure the mom had red hair.
Okay. So I was wondering if because like the dad, like full on has Alzheimer's and full on mistakes Kiki for his wife that's deceased. So I was like, okay, so it's all of that. She's this big personality. She does a lot. She's everything that Simone would want to be. But I also think she looks like her mother. And so in this case, she would be an ideal mother because that the mother she had was not ideal.
Right. So let's to break down Simone and why she was in such a vulnerable place.
Mhm.
So Simone's mom committed suicide when Simone was 7 years old.
I think so.
Her father, before that time, during that time, and after that time, was an alcoholic. And so Simone's sister, her older sister Devon, was about 12 when the mom commits suicide. So Devon leaves and goes off to college when it's her, after she graduates high school, and leaves Simone in the care of their father, who does not take care of her at all, completely neglects her, does not, like, she's not eating, she has no hygiene, like, she's suicidal. She's just like, when CPS finds her, she's on death's door, essentially, from like abuse and from neglect. And so Simone goes into foster care, where we find out that she was actually abused while she was in foster care. And her sister eventually gets her out of foster care and raises her. And eventually Simone goes on to end up going to Yale. She tries to go to law school. It really wasn't for her. And she ends up, like, working odd jobs until she meets Kiki. And when she meets Kiki, she's not the person that she is when we meet her at the beginning of the show. And I thought that that was very interesting. If you
Mhm.
look at when she's interviewing with Kiki, like, her clothes are very like dark and her hair is kind of pulled back. And you to contrast that, when we meet her at the show, she wears all these light, bright colors, this
Mhm.
youthful energy, like, her
Very
hair is
polished.
always done, like, she's very polished, very beautiful, and the funny thing is, I spent the entire show saying, "Where do I know this girl from?"
Is it Game of Thrones?
It's House of
House of
Dragons, the Game of
Dragons.
Thrones. I had to look it up because 'cause I'm like, "Man, where do I know?" I mean, her
But
face.
the same thing, I was like, "Is that one of the Rhaenyra?"
And the funny thing is, it's because, but once again, in the show, things like, it's a very darkly lit show. Her clothes are darker. And so to contrast, like, her, like, she's like in these just beautifully bright clothes. Like, she's like a doll. Like,
Mhm.
Kiki has turned her into essentially a Barbie doll. And then, like, she's gotten a nose job apparently, although her
Mhm.
nose looked the same to me in the interview, you know. And so what you also find out that she was on meds before,
Mhm.
and since being with Kiki, she's been able to titrate down, and now she's, like, off her meds. I feel bad because, honestly, when we meet Simone,
Mhm.
she's happy. Is it
She is happy.
is the situation, like, the healthiest from the outside? No, but that woman is happy.
I think she's the happiest she's ever been in her life.
Right.
Yeah. I feel bad for her too. Because the story, like, so that's the background of her, but the story kind of begins with her sister coming in and really crashing and raining down on her parade and trying to get her to go back home to Buffalo to take care of her abusive father who now has dementia or Alzheimer's.
Can I tell you, and I know because I was texting you
Uh-huh. I was like, hold on.
as I'm watching this show, because, like, so it to contrast, Simone is like this beautiful Barbie doll, and she lives with her employer. They live on this beautiful island, and you see, like, how zen everything is. They're doing yoga, like, there's so much staff, and Simone has this staff running a tight ship. Like,
Mhm.
she has Kiki, before Kiki can ask for something, Simone has it done. Simone is handling everything, and
Yeah,
Simone is so happy.
she is.
Simone's sister, Devon, who is 5 years older than her,
Mhm.
decides that she needs her help and she's
Mhm.
not answering the phone. So she leaves Buffalo, New York to go to this island, and she's going to demand her sister to help her.
Yeah.
Devon, Devon a mess. It's not enough.
No.
It's not enough. Let's
No.
give an example. On the way there, like, you have to take a ferry. Devon is it the security guard? Because
No,
Devon
it's the tugboat captain, the ferry captain, or something like
he
that?
wants to smoke on the ferry. You're not allowed to smoke on the ferry. So she sleeps with the security guard so that
No, he wasn't driving the ship? Okay, I don't know. It don't
no,
matter.
whoever he was, she slept with a boat person.
Okay, but can I say something? That man was fine. That man was fine. I was like, yeah, I know how I'm supposed to feel about this scene, but that Joker was fine. I really wasn't mad at her.
I'm going to tell you what angers me. Okay.
Mhm,
Devon needs help so badly with her dad that she travels, according to her, 17 hours to go see her sister.
mhm.
She leaves her dad without setting up any kind of care.
Anything.
And I'm just like, is he okay or not? After she gets there, she decides to call the married man, who's also her boss, who she sleeps with when she feels like, and blackmails him into taking care of her father while she's gone.
She does.
And if you don't get a picture of
The hot
Devon,
mess that is Devon.
I've got more.
Mhm,
So she's going to her sister's place of employment. Okay? She's dressed unprofessionally, but okay, I'll give you that. It's a long travel day. She gets there, she is rude and she is demanding
mhm.
and acting extremely entitled.
She is.
And I was so upset.
No, I was too. I was too. And I mean, I still, even at the end, nothing excuses the sister's behavior. Like,
No, no, not
nothing.
at all. I
It
know
doesn't.
that like they tried to like make it seem like in the end that like Simone is less than an ideal person.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, Devon is still the worst.
Yeah. Devon is still the worst. Like, at the end of the day, she still did not deserve what Devon did to her. And I, for the life of me, will not understand why Devon is demanding this woman, demanding that Simone comes home and takes care of the man that abused her.
I don't know. But it's also so she goes there and they're having an event. Now there's a big event that's coming, but this is like a smaller event. Like there's a series of events that's happening over
On the
the
way to the
weekend.
big event.
You, once again, your sister is at work.
Work.
There is very clearly an event going on. You can very clearly see that you are not dressed at the same level as the people attending the event.
Mhm.
Yet she is in this event, walking around, making
Loud.
herself known, being loud, being raucous, causing a problem.
Being rude. Yeah.
But she wants her sister to drop everything that she is
Is
doing.
doing and come home with her. Yeah.
And her sister has even said, hey, you know what? I can give you money. No, that's not good enough.
Mhm.
I want you to, but essentially, I feel like she was like, no, I want you to come and suffer the same way I'm suffering.
That's what she wants. She literally, that's why she came in the way. She wants to ruin Simone's life. She wants to blow up her life because Simone directly states, no, she's not coming to take care of this man. So, like, what else is there to say? You know what I mean? You can feel how you want to feel about whether or not she should take care of this man. She told you no directly. And she get offered money. She said that edible arrangement.
You know what? She did not send that edible arrangement.
Kiki said the element of arrangement. But either way, you got an edible arrangement. You know what I mean? Like she's offered money, like several people. Kiki offers her money, like you know what I mean. Like there's things offered to help her. She specifically wants Simone to come home and suffer, and I'm like, for someone whose claim to fame is that I gave up my life to take care of you, so then why are you trying to destroy the life that Simone has built? You don't have to like the life that she's built. You don't have to agree with the life that she's built. There's elements of Simone's life that are a little creepy and uncomfortable, but like it's still hers and her decision. And you're intent on blowing that up. I'm like, you want somebody else to be miserable with you.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Because there is no reason for Devon's life to look the way that it does. She works at a falafel shop. There is no reason for that. You're
Mhm,
like, you're now coming to her and saying, oh, well, dad has dementia. Well, what were you doing before that?
mhm.
Simone has graduated from high school, graduated from college, and done a year of law school. Why have you not done anything with your life during that
Mhm.
time period? You're
Right.
using it, "I had to come and help my sister," as an e it
Excuse to not
and
do
you're
anything with your life.
punishing your sister.
Mhm. Exactly. Because like, here's the thing is I think it's kind of clear because they come from the poverty. So Simone had to get a scholarship to go to Yale. So you're not paying for her college. So as soon as Simone went to college, you could have took your behind back to college. Because there's years where
Absolutely.
Simone is fine and taken care of and in school where you could have been doing something and your father was still fine. It was a choice for you to decide to take care of that man. You did not have to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like either of you owe him anything for the way that he treated y'all.
I agree. I
So,
agree.
like, you very much decided to put yourself in this situation where you had to care for him. And again, I think it's another excuse. I can't be happy, I can't do things with my life because I have to take care of my father. But you don't take care of him now that well. The way they lived was like, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. You can't help that y'all may not have a lot of money, but that house was dirty. The house, you know what I mean? I'm just
But also, on top of that, like, the way that her boss's name was Ray, and so the way that she treated Ray, to me, it was another way to, like, show what kind of person she was, because Ray is her boss, and yes, he is unfaithful to his wife,
mhm,
and he is sleeping with her. But she uses him and disrespects him and treats him terribly. It is
mhm.
very obvious that Ray is in love with her. Now, he's been in love with her since high school.
I agree. I disagree with that. But
He's in I feel like he's in love with her. Now,
mhm,
is he a trifling human being for cheating on his wife? Well, absolutely. He has a child with his wife, and, like, he should not have the relationship that he has with Devon. But the
mhm,
fact that he, like, left his job to go take care of her father, got on a plane to escort her dad down to the island, is there on the island, like, following her around like a puppy dog, and she has complete disdain for him. If for no other reason than the fact that he stepped up and was taking care of your father while you abruptly left, you could
mhm,
give him, like, a modicum of respect.
mhm,
You know what?
mhm.
Slight appreciation because you actually care about your dad. You're the only one. You know what I mean? Your dad has never been a good guy. It's not like, oh, because they've known them since they were kids. It's not like, oh, you know what? Ray is really close to your dad.
Yeah.
Ray doesn't like your dad either. Nobody likes your dad. He's doing
Nobody
that
likes your dad.
for you. And she goes out of her way to be mean and hurtful to him. And
She
she
does.
blew up his life knowing that she had no desire to be with him.
Mhm.
I do not like Devon from the beginning to the end. And I know that
Yeah.
there's a point where the sisters semi reconcile and they kind of come to an understanding. I do not like Devon. And if I was Simone, and Devon was my sister. This is not
Girl.
how I would treat my real sister.
Same.
But
Yeah.
if
But if
I
it was
was
Devin,
Simone and Devon was my sister, I would have had the police escort her off the island. I would have got a restraining
that's what I
order.
was saying too.
I would have
That first night, she would have gone. She would have had she
immediately, because this is the let me tell you about. So Devon ends up getting arrested because she breaks in, like, they get her a hotel room. Kiki gives her $10,000 and she is supposed to leave the island the next day. She doesn't end up doing that. She ends up meeting a man and immediately sleeping with him. And she's learning more about Kiki, and she decides that she's going to break into their home and drag and force Simone home. Security catches her and that she ends up getting arrested. While she's in jail, she's meeting this woman who is extremely inebriated, who's like, yeah, I think Kiki killed her husband's first wife.
yeah.
Just off of that conversation, no research, no evidence,
Mhm.
she starts telling people that Kiki is a murderer.
Mhm.
Like,
She wants to make Kiki the enemy so bad.
do not like Devon. And I
Mhm.
don't even like the fact that they pretty womaned her, meaning like they allowed her at some point to come in and be a part of the festivities. They started giving her nice clothes, giving her access. First of all, that is something that only happens to a white woman.
Girl.
Like, she is able to go from literal trash to go into now she's trying on $1,000 gowns and
Mhm.
invited to, like, exclusive events. And the entire time she's doing that, she is nasty. She never stops being nasty. She never
No.
stops being rude. She never stops being demanding.
Mhm. Yeah.
And, okay, I'm gonna ask this.
Okay.
You tell me how you feel. Her conversations with Peter, Kiki's husband, when,
Mhm.
like, they would get together, they would smoke marijuana, and they would talk. How did you feel about those conversations?
I was always waiting for them to sleep together. I really thought it was gonna be them 2.
Did too.
I was like, it's a
I
matter of time.
I honestly, I was waiting for Devon to take Kiki's place.
Oh,
That's what
wow.
I was expecting.
Evan would have never took Kiki's place, but I thought they were gonna hook up. She's not clean enough for him. You know what I mean?
She's not,
There's
but
not enough scrubbing to get her into that world.
it Peter is sick of that world at the same time, though.
But is he? He's sick of Kiki.
He is. He is. I don't know. It was just those the way that they would like kept slipping and having like these private conversations, and
Mhm.
it was to me, I'm just like, uh-oh, is
Yeah.
Devin, and Devin, let me tell you, Devin will drop her panties for anybody.
Antibody at any time. I think as much as she is addicted to alcohol, I think she's also addicted to sex. It's literally people she does not know, barely knows.
We didn't talk about that. So Devin is an alcoholic, like her father. And I honestly, like, at this point, like, you in the show, like, she's trying not to drink, but she's replacing sex with alcohol. Or did I say it
Mhm.
backwards? She's replacing alcohol with
Sex.
sex. She sleeps with the guy at the boat. She
Mhm.
sleeps with the guy at the bar the
Mhm.
first night, which she continues to sleep with him and she kind of likes him. But even
Mhm.
though she likes him, she also sleeps with the gardener.
Mhm.
Like, she will literally, if you stare at her too long, she will have sex with you.
I mean, it's true. It's true. Like she several people throughout the show, like anytime she's sitting too long.
At one point, like, Ray, what is it, Morgan and the gardener are all the guys she slept with are following her
On the
along.
beach.
And I'm like, man, is
Now
it,
that part did bother me. That part did bother me, and not because of Devin, because she asked them multiple times to leave her alone and they wouldn't.
I was like, is it made of gold? At that point, I was like wondering, like, what's going on here?
The
Like, is it
magic.
magic?
Yeah.
She's
I don't
got
know.
like,
That part did bother me. I was like, she said several times she don't want to be bothered. And it's clearly an emotional moment. And I felt like those all those men should leave her alone, but they wouldn't.
well, I mean, but if you think about it, like, she crossed boundaries with all of them. So why would they respect her boundaries?
It just felt like to me that particular moment. It's a theme I want to talk about later about the women and men and the interchangeability or what have you. But that moment, they were very much to me treating her like an object. Like all of these men had a thing that they wanted from her. And whether it was just sex or whether it was Ray wants her to remind him of high school and be his high school fantasy. Morgan is trying to kind of make her, I don't know, his girlfriend or travel buddy or something like that. But either way, she's clearly asking for space and their needs are more important in that moment. And in that moment, I feel like you should have gave her space. Yes, she's horrible to everyone, but she's clearly saying, no, stop, leave me alone. I need some time by myself. And they refuse to even acknowledge her
No, I
while
agree.
actively chasing her down a beach.
But I mean, don't you think that that's the dynamic that she set up though? She objectified them all first.
Hmm.
And then when she gets objectified back, she's like, "Oh my god, why are you guys acting like this?" Well, because you started that. We don't like we don't respect each other as people.
Hmm.
It's about I need my needs met in this moment.
It didn't feel good
I
to
mean,
me.
of course, because as a woman, like, you want your boundaries respected. You don't want people to cross lines.
Hmm.
So I can understand the ickiness, but I
Hmm.
just feel like in
She
this
didn't force
situation,
anything on them, though.
no, she did not force them, but she set up the dynamic of needs being met, like, not respected.
Not respect. What does she not respect? Like Ray don't respect his marriage. She can't make him respect
The
his
gardener
marriage.
was at work.
And left his job to go do what he did. You know
So
what I mean?
why
Like,
would you even approach somebody? Like, I feel like out of everybody,
Mhm.
Morgan and her had the most genuine connection,
Agree.
but you have a connection with Morgan, yet you're still slightly sleeping with other people.
You
Which
are, but that still doesn't mean when she says no, you don't hear that no.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean? It's still, to me, it's different, and I get you, but no, because like at the point she said no, because like if she had come up to Morgan at bar and he's like, I don't want to sleep with anybody tonight, it's not like she was gonna throw him on the boat and force him. She's saying, don't walk after me, and you're walking after her anyway. She didn't force them men to do anything.
Yeah, I know, but I don't
And
know.
that, to me, that's always gonna feel, I think, a little bit creepy to me as a woman. If I'm telling you, do not follow me, I want time by myself, and you got 3 men following you.
No, I can understand why it would be creepy, but I can
And it's
also understand why they kind
I
of
don't.
ignored her boundaries. Because
I don't, because she didn't ignore their boundaries. They ignored their own boundaries. Like, she treated them all like crap from the beginning, and they still entertained her.
the
Very
way that
different.
they were all chasing, like the way that they were all, even though they all knew she was sleeping with all of them and they were still trying to be with her, that blew my mind. 'Cause I'm like, where does that happen? Like, come on, guys.
Right, right. But again, she didn't take their free will away. Like I said, Ray knew he was married the whole time.
Hmm.
That's on him.
But she answered the phone and told his wife what was going
She
on.
did do that. I guess I just don't feel bad for Ray, though. I really don't.
I mean, you can't feel too bad for him because he's literally a married man cheating on his wife.
Mhm,
But just as a human,
mhm.
like she treats him in a way that's inhumane. She does.
I'm not saying she's nice or like, yeah, she's nasty to all of them.
She's a
But,
horrible
like,
person.
right, like, but she's nasty to them from the jump.
But honestly, I would not care about how she treated the men if
Mhm.
she treated Simone better.
Agreed, agreed. That again is more my issue because again, it's like people saying no. Simone did try to set boundaries with her sister. She did say no. She did say I'm not coming, and you're ignoring her, and I guess that feels more uncomfortable to me.
Every Simone has told her over and over and over and over again that she was not going home. And even when Simone ends up getting fired,
Hmm.
like the way that they're all like, "Oh, great, you could just come on back to Buffalo," you
That
know.
pissed me off so bad. But I feel like Devin had been trying to get her fired from the beginning,
I agree with that. I would
and
agree with
so
that.
that I fought with her more than how she treated any of them men. Honestly,
Let me tell you something. When like Simone is sitting beside her dad in the police station and the dad is like, "Oh, it'll just be me and you and I'll do better this time." Like that crushing feeling that Simone had, I felt it too. And I
girl.
was so thankful when she took off running. I did not
Hmm.
know where she was going to go.
Either,
I did
but
not
like,
know how things were going to
not
turn
home with
out.
that man
But I'm like, girl, do not go back to
to
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
And I just don't understand Devon's logic. Devon's
There is
logic
none.
Devon's logic is you should leave your job
Hmm.
to come to Buffalo to
Hmm.
help take care of our father, even though he doesn't have a good income. I don't have a good income. You will now be unemployed.
Hmm.
It doesn't make. I could see if she was like, help me with a caretaker, because
Right.
honestly, if her dad has dementia, and isn't he a veteran because he was getting stuff at the VA, there
Yeah.
are programs. I could see her. She's saying, help me get him into one of these programs. Help me where he can get some
'Cause that's where he
income
needed to
help.
go.
It's
He needed to go.
possible,
Right. That's
but
where he needed to go. No, she wanted to ruin Simone's life. She wants Simone to suffer, that which is weird and is sick. Because like Kiki offered her money for help. You know what I mean? Simone offered her money for help. She was offered help. She didn't get what she wanted, which was to bust up Simone's life because Simone is living high on the hog and she's back to suffering in Buffalo. And then she doesn't want to take any accountability for the fact that you've created this life. Because again, with who this man is, if he doesn't have anybody to take care of him at the end of his life, that's a situation he created.
absolutely, absolutely. I wonder if Devin never came to the island,
Mhm,
how things would have turned out for Simone. Because Simone ends up getting fired, but the reason why Simone gets fired honestly has nothing to do with Devin.
mm-mm,
So Kiki is suspicious of her husband. She thinks he's cheating on her, and she has Simone follow him. Simone gets caught following him, and they end up hanging out. she ends up hanging out with Kiki's husband, Peter.
Uh-huh.
Peter ends up kissing her, and
Mhm.
immediately Simona's like, "Oh no, we're not doing this." And Peter's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed, whatever."
Uh-huh.
And they both agree, hey, this is a non-issue, whatever. They don't realize it's been captured, a photographer. And so Kiki does not even give Simone a chance to really explain. She's like, "You gotta go because you are a threat to my marriage." Now, in defense of Kiki,
Mhm.
okay, what we learned before this is that Kiki was a high powered lawyer, but she was really in love when she married Peter, and she signed a terrible prenup. And
Mhm.
because she never had children, she would essentially leave her marriage penniless. And her
Mhm.
husband has been acting weird. He's been lying about his whereabouts. He's been shady.
Cagey. Algae,
Right.
yeah.
So she's like very worried. They're not connecting. You know,
Mhm.
things are very dry between them. All of the things that they used to do together, like you can tell, like this gala is something that they used to do together.
Mhm.
Things that like she's still doing all of the things that she was doing before when they were happy, and he's no longer happy.
Yeah.
Now you
He
come
just
to
moping around not trying.
right, but you understand he's not happy because, him marrying Kiki separated him from his children. And it's been 10 years now he's been separated from his kids. They're getting older. One of them has a child. And he's now somehow 10 years later realizing, I don't have a relationship with my kids. I'm a
Right.
grandfather now, and he's blaming this on Kiki, which I think is kind of funny
Mhm.
because how can you blame Kiki for the separation between you and your children? You are a billionaire.
Mhm.
There is nothing I feel like that Kiki could have done to ruin your relationship with your children.
Mhm.
You have the ability to go and see them, and it doesn't matter where they are in the world.
Right.
You can even, like, the most expensive family therapist.
Mhm.
You can wine and dine these children. Like, there is no reason
Mhm.
that you do not have a good relationship with your child
Right.
unless you allowed that relationship to sour.
Exactly. And I don't understand when men have an affair and then they marry their affair partner, you don't think that your children are gonna have some kind of feelings about that.
Right. Even if you don't marry your affair partner, if you have an affair and it breaks up your marriage, your kids are going to feel some type of way.
Mhm.
But I don't think it would have taken 10 years
No.
for them
If
to
you had
get
tried.
over it if you would have put in effort. So
Right.
now that he's seeing his kids have moved on with their life, they're building families, now
Mhm.
he wants to be back in it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he's going through these issues where he's essentially blaming Kiki,
Mm.
you know what I mean? And he's
And
trying
allowing them to blame Kiki.
right. And he's
You know?
trying to rebuild the relationship with his kids, and it's coming at the expense of his marriage because he's not including her, not telling her until everything has already happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just kind of shoves it in at the last minute. Oh, by the way, me and the kids have reconciled, and they're on their way to this party. They'll be here in a few minutes.
Girl. And mind you, no, again, not that Kiki has no culpability because you knew that man was married, you knew he had kids. And again, yes, they're gonna have feelings about you, considering you cheated with him on their mother. So yes, they're going to have uncomfortable feelings. Yes, they're going to be upset. So I don't understand why people think that they're not going to. But I still feel like he could have done something in shape and had he had any kind of relationship with them and encouraging them not to take it all out on her. And again, maintain a relationship with them, even if for years he had to have a relationship with them and they didn't have a relationship with her. And then you know what I mean? Like you need to do something because you all created this mess.
Right. Because literally, Kiki was not married when they met. He was
She was
married.
not. She
You know
was
what I
not married.
mean?
He was married. Yeah.
And I'm quite sure Kiki was not the first person he was unfaithful with.
Girl. It won't be the last, clearly.
So Kiki is seeing like there's a strain on her marriage, and she's trying to understand why. She does not know it's because of the children, his situation with the children, because he's
Hmm.
not communicating, he's not explaining
No.
that to her. And
He's
so
sneaking
now,
off. So anybody would think a fair, but he's sneaking off to see his kids.
right, but she sees the picture, and She tells Simone, oh, you know what she said to Peter
Mhm.
when
Yeah.
she confronts her husband without confronting him, and she
Mhm.
tells him when she says to him, "I love Simone, but you won't let me have her."
Yeah.
That
That was
my God.
heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. Because then I'm like, I think she fully understands, but she's still like, "I gotta let Simone go."
Yes. Because as she said, "You're a threat to my marriage." And
Mhm.
it's not because honestly, I feel like Kiki understands that at that time Simone was not coming for her marriage and that
Mhm.
did not want her husband.
Yeah.
But her husband wanted her.
Yep.
And that is the problem. And so she's like, I have to remove you. Although I personally feel like you did not have to fire her because you were already giving her another position
B
in the company. You could have just like, hey, you know what? Go ahead and go to New York. I'll be there next week. And just you could have given her like created that job for her, put her somewhere and limited their contact.
Exactly. Do you know what I would've did though, honestly and truly? I would pull the Uno reverse on him because I'm like, here's the thing, you want this relationship with Simone. I think if you had just talked to her, you could have it would have been easy to see. And you know your husband well enough to know that it was him and it wasn't her. What I would have did was I would have sent her behind to New York. I would not have fired her. I would have had a conversation with her. Because again, Simone's loyalty is still to Kiki. She doesn't have loyalty to Peter yet. And been like, "Okay, listen, I'm still gonna use this picture though, so that I can break my divorce. Understand that. But understand me and you, we're good. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm still gonna take care of you." I would have used that to overturn that prenup, get my money, get away from him, and then had the daughter that I always wanted. You know
But the
what I
thing
mean?
about it is we have to remember our conversation from a previous episode about hard and soft power.
Mhm.
Kiki wanted her marriage because even if she got a financial settlement, she would not be Mrs. anymore. And the
Heckle?
like Kell, Mrs. Kell. She
Oh,
and
Kel. I thought you
yeah,
said
and
Keckle.
that's what she wanted. She wanted the power, she wanted the prestige of
A
being
position.
his wife. Like the fact that she did not like if they divorced, she would not get money. Yeah, that was bad, but
Mhm.
what is worse is losing her place in society because she gave up so much to get it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Me and my fake daughter would have been the queens of New York.
And so the funny thing is, like, one, I personally feel like the villains of the story are as follows: Devon,
Mhm.
Bruce. And I did not realize Peter was a villain until the end.
Yeah, that's the suck, yeah.
Peter, and of course, because it goes back to hard power,
Mhm.
Peter has real power.
Mhm.
When Kiki tried to fire the head of security, Jose,
Ooh.
because what did he do? I can't remember what he did.
He cut off all her spying mechanisms for him. She cut off
Oh,
the
that's right.
location sharing, her access to his email, his calendar, and all this kind of stuff because Peter asked him to.
Right. Peter did. Peter said, "Hey, I need some space. I need to disappear." And Jose said, "Okay, I will make that happen." And so when Kiki finds that out, she tries to fire Jose, and he looks at her dead in her face and says, "You cannot fire me. Peter hired me. You don't have that kind of power." And I still did not realize at that moment that Peter was a villain. But
Mhm.
I was like,
But can I tell you, I was not mad at Jose though. I was not mad at Jose.
was not. But here's the thing. Jose, his persona
Mhm.
and who he actually is, two different people.
Yeah.
Like you can tell, like he has like this folksy, homey, friendly. I think he used to work for the CIA.
I can't prove it,
I can't
but
prove
that
it, but
man,
he has a very particular set of skills, and you can tell that he goes out of his way to make himself seem less than what he really is. He has
yeah.
a lot of skills. You can tell he does not play, but he is very charming and very humble
Mhm.
with everyone.
Mhm.
But I really feel like if shit hit the fan, he could
Mhm.
snap a neck.
Girl. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the
That
first
moment.
my first glimpse of a crack
Mhm.
in the power structure was when she tried to fire Jose. He was like, "You can't fire me."
He was like, "I was here before the first one. Play with it, boo. I was here before the first wife.
Right.
I will be here after you."
Back to they're all interchangeable.
Mhm. Yeah, they're just pieces to move around.
And Jose, even though he's not rich, honestly has more power than the
That
wives.
is true. That is true. That is true. That is true.
He's
And he
Peter's real
still
wife,
uses that
honestly.
power to kinda keep up that patriarchal system.
Like he's Peter's real partner at the end of the day.
He really is. That's his homie.
Right. So Peter, I did not see the ending coming. I did not.
Mhm.
So Simone has gotten fired, so everybody now is leaving the island. Devon gets turned back into an ugly stepsister. And the funny thing is, they made her change back into the outfit she came to the island in,
That
and I'm like, why? She was in regular, like she was in jeans and a t-shirt. Did they take those clothes from her and make her put on
uh,
the raggedy? What was the purpose of
those
making
are
her back on that raggedy outfit?
I don't know, but it's Devin, so I can't feel too bad. I don't feel nothing for her and Bruce. There's only one time I feel bad for Bruce. Can I tell you?
Okay.
The only time is at the very, very beginning when and again, at this point, I don't know anything about Bruce and the dynamic. When Kiki sent them that edible arrangement, it's very clear that he doesn't know what an edible arrangement is. So Devin explains it to her, and he's like, "Oh, a strawberry," and that chick does not even let him have one strawberry.
Takes it with her, but she's eating it on the way. So if you're eating part of it, you could have gave it. You could
You
have gave
coulda
it
gave him
to
that
him.
you coulda gave that that's the only time the whole show I felt bad for Bruce. I was like, she coulda gave that man a strawberry. He is very intrigued by this edible arrangement, and he's clearly never seen one. You can't get and then that fruit be so good. I'm like, you coulda gave that man a strawberry. It don't look like he eat fruit often. Give him a strawberry.
So in order to escape, Simone runs. She runs away,
Mhm,
and she runs into Peter.
mhm.
Now, but she doesn't run into Peter on purpose, or is she running into Peter, or was she looking for
So,
him?
I'm not sure.
They run into each other.
Mhm.
Essentially, because Peter is feeling like suffocated in his life, and so is Simone. And when they run into each other, Simone is desperate. She cannot go back to Buffalo. So she does something that I never expected her to do. She
Me either.
tells Peter about the photograph that Kiki has.
Mhm.
And of course, he's upset and dumps Kiki. And he tells Simone that he's in love with her. And Simone, who is not in love with Peter at all, is like, you know what? I'm going to ride this out. I'm going to ride this out.
Mhm.
And I understand why
Mhm.
she did it.
I do
I
too.
honestly think in the long run, it's not a great decision
Mhm.
because you are now his third wife. Please look at what happened to the other three.
They never do.
They never do.
They never
But,
do.
I understand. In that moment, though, I understand. You are
Because
literally
going back to Buffalo feels like life or death.
it is. It was like literally, it was either run away because she would have died. She would have committed suicide. I'm sorry. There's something about Bruce and her that equals death.
Mhm.
That equals, she would have either killed him or killed herself.
Mhm.
So I am thankful that she's not going back to Buffalo.
Me too.
I hate
How this went
that
down.
she replaced Kiki
Mhm.
for several reasons. One, Kiki really loved her.
She did.
And she loved Kiki too. And
She did.
Kiki honestly rescued her.
Mhm.
She did. And she built up such, like, she really gave her something she desperately needed. She did not have a mom. She did not have stability. Even when Devon stepped in and took care of her, the way
Mhm.
that Devon talks about it,
Yeah, it
and
was still
how
rough.
she owes her something, you
Mm.
can tell it was still not healthy even when Devon was taking care of her.
No.
That time with Kiki, that mothering, that guidance, that love,
Mhm.
that structure, she needed that. It filled a hole in her.
Right. She did. But I will say again, but this is also partially because at the end of the day, Kiki was gonna choose that man over everything else.
Yes.
I don't think you like Peter either at this point. I don't think you like Peter either.
Don't I don't
It's the life
it's the lifestyle. It is
it's the
the lifestyle,
lifestyle.
it's the
It,
position, it's the prestige.
yes.
Because when she had Simone writing her sexting text, which was so,
That
and
was
then
so
she's like
crazy.
taking the picture. I'm like, this is dry. Oh my God, this
Hmm.
is so, once again,
But can I
another
tell you, I felt bad for her for him not responding. I was like, yes, this was awkward and weird. But the fact that you sent him a picture like that, he didn't even respond, that hurt my feelings for her.
wild. Like, that's why she was like, okay, come on now. I sent you a titty pic and you can't even give me a smiley face back. Like, we got problems, we got issues. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But can I tell you the coldest, nastiest line ever delivered on TV?
What?
Hey, hey. When Simone hit that hey, hey,
Hmm.
I threw something.
Girl,
I threw something across the room. I was like, that is the coldest,
diabolical.
nastiest line ever delivered on television.
Girl.
When Michaela was like, in the dress that I had made for you. Hey, hey. Oh, here's the
Girl.
thing. Simone was wrong, but man, did she do it right.
Yeah. She dropped that mess cold. She really did. She really did. And the same way, like, okay, now like that he's kind of basically interchanged them and immediately they ain't nobody divorced, ain't nobody explained nothing to these people that they see every year, and you just presenting her to society like, and this is the next one.
No
And I
one
was like,
questioned it. His
plug and play.
kids didn't say anything.
The triplets didn't say nothing. Nobody said anything. It was just like, okay, this is what we doing, this is what we on.
Yes. And that is what happens. Like when
Hmm.
you that is what they trade for, what's smoke and mirrors of power
Hmm.
and access to what feels like privilege.
Yeah.
You lose yourself and who you are, and
Yeah.
you have no agency. She was
Hmm.
on the ferry. He didn't even let her leave in the jet. She is
No. He
on
put
the ferry looking
like
homeless.
nothing. Like, I'm like, you didn't even let her take her clothes, her jewelry, or something. Like, you are okay with leaving this woman destitute. Like, at the end of the day, you were essentially unhappy because she became controlling. She did. She was like watching you and follow you every which way, and and you were just like no longer. You were kind of bored in the marriage. Why
Mhm.
do you have to punish her for that?
Exactly. Like like you loved her, like y'all were married for 10 years, and you have so much
Right. It
money
would cost you nothing. You
to
could to
make
set her
sure
up.
she is comfortable. But
Hmm.
because she did not give you a child, she has no value.
Hmm. And you
Nasty
don't even
work.
like them first set of children. You didn't even deal with
Nasty
them
work.
first set of children.
And because didn't he say something in the show about having more kids?
Mhm. Well, Ethan did. Him and Ethan both talked about, and even though they were old. How did you feel about her relationship with Ethan?
Honestly, I thought that she liked him in the beginning, but I honestly think that once Kiki held a mirror up to like the relationship, it did not pass the test. But she did say, oh, this is just kind of like a summer fling. But she honestly, it seemed like she really did have feelings for him in the
And I
beginning.
and I think that was Kiki trying to help her again, hold up a mirror to what that would be, and she was so right. Like, I cannot stand Ethan. I cannot stand Ethan.
Man,
And I was
baby.
like, he was a man, baby. And then I'm like, okay, so you go bring her father here. You're not listening to this girl enough to know that that's the last person on earth she would want to see. So
Absolutely.
you really, she would have had a terrible life with you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And when she called him out, now that scene where she is just giving it to him, like about why she won't marry him. He didn't hear any of it, of course, but it was wonderful because I was like, yes. She's like, she might not have told you this X, Y, and Z happened. My father abused me in this way, but she said, I don't speak to him. Devon told you she was in foster care. She was like, you just don't listen. And you brought this man here anyway because that's what you thought, whatever. I didn't want it to be applauded for bringing her abuser to her face.
Oh my God, I forgot that. That's the other thing that Devon did when she got there. She told all of Simone's business. I
Oh,
was so
Simone.
angry. She spilled every secret Simone ever had.
She
I
did.
hate Devon so much. And so it's so interesting. Okay, so
Mhm.
at the end, yes, like Simone takes Kiki's place and decides that she's gonna be with Peter. And like they have this scene between her and Devon where Devon is like looking at her all heartbroken and all disappointed as if she's lost her and she's just so far gone. And at this point, as if Devon has the moral high ground. You don't.
You don't.
You do not. She speaks to Kiki on the
No.
ferry, and,
Yes.
like, Devon has treated Kiki like trash the entire time, and honestly, Kiki has been gracious
Mhm.
and
More
more
than
than
she deserves.
helpful and more than patient with her,
Mhm.
and she
'Cause
treated her like trash, and then she tried to make nice with her on the ferry. If I was Kiki, I would've pushed her off the side.
Because again, misery loves company. Now that Kiki has also lost something and is miserable, oh, now I could be nice to you.
Right.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
see?
Like, that's why the second that chick stepped down, you should have had her arrested and taken off that island. I agree.
Absolutely.
That's the second, because I'm like, once you realize that she's just here to destroy your life, nothing you are offering her is going to work. They offered you plenty of money. Kiki wrote you a check for $10,000. Simone offered you more money. You know what I mean? Like everybody offered you money, and you could take that money home and got help and or put him in something or whatever. That was not good enough for you. You need to go. Then you go home to Buffalo and be miserable with this man.
Right. Right. But yeah, I was so upset when she acted as if she had the moral high ground. No, ma'am, you don't. Like Simone, the choices that Simone is making is not the choice that I would make. But in the
Right.
moment, honestly, she's making the best choice
Choice
for
yeah.
her survival. And I'm hoping
That's what's
she will
uncomfortable, yeah.
use this as a stepping stone to
Girl,
something else.
I hope so. I hope so because, like, the first 2 got. The first 2 got. And even though Kiki was a lawyer, like, literally when she's talking to her lawyer on the phone, he was like, "How as a lawyer did you sign this?" And she was like, "Oh, I was being loved by a billionaire." And I'm like, "How do y'all just it don't matter. Educated, uneducated, you don't protect yourself at all."
Mm-mm.
And
Because I would have
you
needed
see
some
these men
guarantee.
over and over chew women up and spit them out.
Right. I'm sorry. At the very least, every year that we were married, he would have had to put whatever my law salary was in a
Away.
bank in a
There you
trust
go.
for just me
For just me.
because I'm no
That
longer
you can't
working.
take back. That has nothing to do with no matter what. Exactly. Exactly. Because what did you get
Bare
out of this?
minimum.
Out of giving up everything that you were. And it seemed like she enjoyed practicing law. Like it's not
He
even just like
did.
she enjoyed her career.
See, once again, it's someone who changed themselves to fit in. She was a lawyer and you can tell she was happy. She was not looking. Honestly, she wasn't looking when she met him. You
No,
know what I mean? She was like very focused on her career and she gave all of that up. And I think that's why she takes the bird thing a little too seriously to me.
she does take that birthing a little too seriously.
That's what another thing, the reason why I gave it like that culty
Culty
feel,
feel.
because I'm like, girl, like calm down about these birds.
Mhm.
Like you are taking this thing way too seriously. And you're
Yeah.
making everybody else pretend like they take it seriously too, because
No one else.
no
No one
one
else.
else, not one person cared about them
Them
birds.
birds. Not nope. Maybe the bird keeper, like the little bird, her and the bird keeper with only 2.
Even if the bird keeper cared about the birds, like she had like a spiritual, emotional, intimate, once again, the word intimate connection with these birds that does not make
But
sense. It's not necessary.
no.
Like Steve Irwin, to me, one of the greatest conservationists to ever live,
Mhm.
never got weird with the animals like she did.
She didn't, but now that we're talking about it, it makes me think like this. You took someone who wasn't like setting out to be a homemaker. She was a super ambitious career woman. That energy had to go somewhere, and it went to these birds.
It did. Because once again, this was a garden club that she transformed into a raptor
Birds.
aviary sanctuary.
But yeah, is a raptor the same thing as a falcon?
Well, it's a type of
Type
bird.
of
So,
falcon.
like, a
Okay.
falcon would be a raptor.
Okay.
I guess because it has probably, like, claws and it hunts and probably eats meat or something like that.
Okay.
I don't
Gotcha.
know for sure, but
But anyway,
the
the
type
same
of
thing
birds are
bird.
raptors. So, I'm just like, yeah, like, you taking it so seriously, like, you got these people reciting this poem that was giving very culty.
It was. It was. It absolutely was.
Cared but you. They just wanna go to the party.
They wanted to go to the parties, they wanted to wear the dresses. The triplets, can I tell you who I enjoyed? It's gonna be so random. And of the triplets, asterisk. But
Was that the one that was, like, Space Cadet?
yes, girl, when them girls were saying what they used to do before Kiki found them, they were like, I was a teacher, I was a nail tech, I'm a Sagittarius.
It was never on point.
That shit had me rolling.
She was always out the but you know what? It's so funny because I loved how they did little things like that to break up the seriousness because, like, it was very much needed. It was like
Right,
that to because so that it doesn't feel like the trauma doesn't start. Because
right.
like, Simone's life, like,
Ooh,
it's a lot.
it was heavy.
It was very, very heavy. And so I feel like once again, like they use like the triplets for their comic relief. And also like once again her costuming, like
Mhm,
always wearing like bright colors to kind of
mhm,
lift things up from like the heaviness. And if you look at like when Devon gets there, Devon is like in grungy black and grays. And you see
dirty.
her like to get starting to get more and more and more color in her clothing, and
Mhm.
then when she's forced off the island, back to, like, the blacks and grays,
Back to the girl to them dirty clothes.
you
I
know?
feel like they let the daddy keep the suit, but they took Devin.
Right. They let him keep that crazy Bruce, I'm sorry. I hated him.
The only time I felt something was with them strawberries, but again, at that point in the story, you don't know nothing about this man. It's literally the opening scene.
Every scene he was why is he here?
Mhm.
The way I would have put him back on a
Back on
plane
the plane.
immediately.
Mhm,
Devin too, like, no, get
mhm.
out
Back on
of
the plane.
my
Mm-mm.
life.
Like, none of y'all are gonna force me to reconcile with this man, and that really got on my nerves too.
Right. So, like to juxtapose this show with Hunting Wives, even though
Mhm,
like there was like some similar themes, Hunting Wives honestly was like very more campy, more
mhm.
kind of fun.
Salacious.
I honestly think that I enjoyed Sirens more.
Mhm. Agreed, agreed.
Because when I tell you, like, I was sitting after I watched the show and I was just thinking, I'm like, man, did all of that just happen? Like,
Right.
and I was like, while I'm watching the show, like I am like engaged and
Mhm.
like yelling at Devin through the screen,
Girl.
cursing at Bruce.
Mhm.
Like I was, when I tell you, I was very much in, like
In the
I feel like I
story.
watched Hunting Wives from a distance. I was in
Mhm.
there. I was
Yeah.
I was
Yelling at the
in the show.
TV, yelling at the different characters, absolutely. They never listen, no
They
matter how
don't.
much I yell at them. But yes, no, I agree, and Hunting Wives is like, yeah, it's literally like watching TV because it's like, I don't know nothing about that world, I wanna be part of that world.
Right.
But Sirens, it's like you're in it and you really I don't know, I was really invested, I really wanted Simone to have a good life.
Yes, when I tell you I sympathize with Simone, and I think I sent you a message. I'm like, I'm trying to make Simone seem like the bad guy here, but I don't think she's the bad guy. And her sister is a horrible person, and her sister needs to leave. And you're like, no, no, I agree with you. Simone is not the villain here.
And that's like and even when she makes a decision that she makes, it's like you still understand it because of who she you know what I mean? And again, to some degree, do they not prey on that? You know what I mean? Like for the
Yes,
most part. Do they
yes,
not prey on getting those, wounded birds for like a you know what I mean? To so that you can then just fold them into your world. And so yeah, I still feel for Simone.
I
Even
do. And I honestly understand why she made the decision because Kiki threw her away the way that she did. And yes, I understand Kiki was like, she's a threat to her marriage, and she was.
she
She
was.
was.
She
But
was.
there was
Through
another
no
way
fault
to
of her own,
handle
but
it.
still.
Right. That you
Exactly.
did not
I
have
told you.
to just throw her away. You
Mhm.
loved her in a way that honestly you don't even love your husband.
You don't. And that's why I'm like, it's their attachment to patriarchy that usually ends up ruining them.
Yes.
That's what ruins you because like I said, you already had the picture. Now I know she ends up just but like the other misstep is like as soon as you got the picture, you should have sent it to your lawyer.
Like,
You should have sent copies to your lawyer immediately because he was already waiting. He was like,
right.
get me something and I'm gonna get you up out this prenup.
I would have said, "Give me that paper. You will get your
Can you
money to the photographer." And I would have said, "But I need you to also email a copy to this
to
person."
email it to me and my lawyer because that's the thing, like the fact that he was able to get that away so she really could leave with absolutely nothing because that's what I would have done. And I feel like if she had sat Simone down saying like, listen, no matter what happens in this divorce proceeding, no matter what I say, I am not mad at you and you'll be taken care of. I'm gonna go ahead and send you to New York now, take a couple weeks off, decompress, and then start at the foundation, and then I will meet you in New York when I get done with this marriage.
Even
Girl,
if she was going to try to figure out a way to reconcile her marriage, because I know she really did not want to give up her marriage, I still don't think that she should have thrown Simone away.
I don't think so either.
You know what I
But it's
mean?
yeah.
Send her to New York. Even if working at the foundation meant that she would have been like in close proximity to Peter, find her something else to do.
Mhm.
Don't just throw her away like she's nothing, like she's garbage, because she's not nothing to you. She's not garbage. And she also knows your secrets because you guys have been like this for so long. She was a real ally to you.
She was.
Everybody else worked for Peter. She worked
And
for
then
you.
that's part of the reason why they hated her. But yeah, and again, like she's put in this position with your husband through no fault of her own.
Right.
That's the thing I think that really made me feel bad is that Simone really was just trying to make the best of a bad situation. She was not trying to hit on Peter at first. You know what I mean? Like she really was just trying to look out for you. And then, he just came in and manned it up and made it something that it clearly wasn't.
I don't think she ever tried to hit on Peter. Even when she told him about the picture, I don't think she was thinking that his response was going to be, "I'm in love with you." I
Mhm.
think she was like hoping he would find a way to get her job back or
Mm.
give her a job.
Yeah.
I don't think, because I actually saw a commentary online where someone said that Simone was after Kiki's lifestyle, and there's like a scene where she's trying on Kiki's ring, like and she's in Kiki's closet and she tries on one of Kiki's rings, and like, oh, she coveted her lifestyle. No, I saw that as like child playing dress up in mommy's
In her
stuff.
mama's closet. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't. That was not where
No, I
Simone's
don't think
head
she
was
was
at.
either.
That
I
was
feel like
not.
I feel like she made that decision with Peter because at that point she had nothing. Like she had no other
She had
option.
nothing else.
Going back to Buffalo was death.
Whatever Peter was going to offer her, she was going to take it.
If it
I
meant not going,
honestly think that she was expecting to get her job back.
yeah,
And when he was like, "Oh, I think I'm in love with you," she's like,
you ride this wave, I guess. Hmm.
"Yes," like,
Yeah, agreed.
But honestly, 5 episodes, great show.
Great show,
Great, great show. Good
even
pace.
without the magic. I'm totally over it not being magical.
Me too. And I'm a magical girly. Fantasy, sci-fi all the way down, but I did enjoy this show. And it's so like I feel like you're pushing me out of like my comfort zone. Like you're giving me all of these shows that are outside of my preferred genres, but I'm enjoying it. I
I'm glad you're
honestly
enjoying
am.
them,
I'm glad for you to push me so that I don't watch Vampire Diaries for the third time this year.
girl. That's okay. And me living single for the 84th time this year.
Guys, I know this episode is a little long, but honestly, I think the discussion was really amazing. The
Hmm.
show
It's
is
so good.
really amazing. If you have not checked it out, check it out. If you have, let us know your reactions. Who were your favorite characters? Who got on your nerves? Do you agree with Simone's decisions? What did you learn about power and patriarchy from watching the show?
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time, guys.
See you next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm ready for the next episode. Can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snacks the next episode.